Here's a question that is going like if you are a old school college football where you want your players to get a tear in their eye when they hear the alma mater, when you want them like the starting running back to be going to the rival school to kidnap the mascot because that's how it was done when the Beach Boys were singing "Be True to Your School." You're not going to like this very much. How long until there's a salary cap in college football? We went from players can't get paid to talking salary cap. And you may say, well, why are you bringing it up now? There you go. Why are you bringing it up now? Why are you ruining my fun? Adam Schefter is reporting that the University of Oklahoma, meaning like the Sooners, the college athletics program.
SEC powerhouse.
There you go. Still weird. University of Oklahoma Athletics Department, this according to Schefter, will work with former Eagles executive Jake Rosenberg and his consulting firm, the Athlete Group, to advise on their impending transition to the, quote, salary cap era of college athletics, per Schefter's sources. The salary cap era. That's an NFL term. That's an NFL term. That's not even a Major League Baseball term. They don't have one of those. Basketball has, they call them aprons. I don't completely understand. How can you put a college football salary cap in? Here's my question as to why. Because there are a whole bunch of schools that aren't going to be able to spend what the salary cap is, I assume. You're going to put a salary cap floor in? Where's the revenue sharing? How much goes between schools? And more importantly, this, why would the rich schools ever agree to this?
Well, I think it's all part of that settlement that the NCAA signed with the lawsuit because they said like there's like a cap on how much, like what, up to $20 million a school can spend?
Yes.
To pay players? So maybe that's your quote-unquote cap.
But that doesn't include collective money. So, okay, is this just a cap on how much the individual school, like the actual, like, from the universities can pay? Because that's a completely different beast. And then it sounds like you're just letting the schools off the hook and making the fans continue to pay for the players' salaries.
Doing anyway,
which is what's happening now. Which is, I think, messed up, by the way. The way that, like, all the schools and, like, the coaches basically have to shame the player or the fans into paying the players, right? Because to be competitive, you have to have a healthy collective, and to have a healthy collective, you have to have fans putting money into the collective. So coaches essentially have to go like, if you want to win, you got to just give us money, and that doesn't feel right, especially when the universities are collecting. I mean, we can go into the economics of how crazy tuition is, right? They've all these endowments the schools are standing on, and they're going like, we're not allowed to pay you. The fans have to. That doesn't seem right. So if you're a rich school, and eventually I assume schools are going to be able to pay the players whatever they want to pay, why would you agree to like tamp down your advantage? Like, no, we have billions of dollars. Why would we agree to only pay the players $20 million when we can pay 40 and a bunch of other schools can't, which is going to make our team better? Right? There's for the same reason, like, you know, Alabama, I always use this example because I know the number off the top of my head. Alabama has a $288 million football facility. Why in the world would Alabama ever agree like, hey, you know what? We should put a cap on $100 million for every football facility just to level the playing field? Why would they ever do that? So why would they agree to it with a salary cap? And you may be saying, what if they don't agree? Trust me, Alabama's vote matters. The rich schools' votes matter in those like the SEC's votes matter. The Big Ten votes matter. Why? Because money, 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 money. We know what that is. Here's what the NCAA has done wrong so many darn times. They let the toothpaste out of the tube, right? And there's no collective bargaining that you can do to dial it back. Once it's out there, right? Once you start letting players transfer, what happened when they tried to stop the transferring from happening, right? They had a little period where it was like, transfer wherever you want, whenever you want. Then they tried to crack back. Remember the Tez Walker situation? They tried to crack back with like, well, you can transfer once, and then the second time you need waivers, and we're going to limit it. The toothpaste was out of the tube. The world revolted, and within 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it was, they're back to like transfer as many times as you want, as long as you're getting good academic standing. I don't know. You can't play for 2 different teams 6 days apart. That's what like they had to dial it back because you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Teams are already spending different amounts of money on their team. How do you bring that back to everybody spends the same amount now? How? There's contracts signed, right? All this name, image, and collective and everything else. There's stuff signed. Can't walk it back. The NCAA, much like I think the ACC, much like I think anytime you have like a broad decision-making group, if you're not extremely proactive, you're going to be reacting and you're going to find yourself in a tough spot. And now the teams are already hiring salary cap specialists. Oklahoma's progressive. Oklahoma's proactive, right? They're looking to be ready for the next change. NCAA is looking how they can reverse changes that already happened. Ain't going to happen.